Okay, so now this part of the lesson says comparing the equations of perpendicular lines. Graph each pair of lines on the same Cartesian plane using the method given. Use color, please. So, let's go here. Oopsie. The first one, they want us to do the slope y-intercept, okay? So, slope is our number in front of our x, so it's -2 over 3, which means we go down 2 and then over 3 positive. And then our y-intercept is at +3, so x is 0, oops, and y is +3. So I always do my y-intercept, so +3, and then our slope is down 2 over 3, 1, 2, 3. Put a dot. Okay, and now we join these as best we can without a ruler. Okay, the next one, let's do in red. They want us to put in slope y-intercept form. Okay, so we're gonna have to just move things over. So right now, let's move this 2y over. So it'll be on this side. So it'll be a +2y. And then on the other side, we still have 3x and then +8. Now to solve for y, we have to divide by the number in front. So we divide by 2, which means we divide everything by 2. And then we have 2 divided by 2 gives us 1y. 8 divided by 2 gives us 4, +4. And then we have our 3 over 2x. Okay? And sometimes people like to see it in the y equals mx plus b, so just rewrite it. Okay, so y equals 3 over 2x plus 4. So my slope is 3 over 2, which means up 3 over 2. And my y-intercept happens at 4. Okay, so x is 0, y is 4. So x is 0, y is 4. Okay, and then this slope, we're going up 3. Okay, so this one's going to be hard to do, so I'm just going to do the reverse. I'm going to do negative and negative make a positive, so I'm going to go down 3 and over 2 negative instead of +3 and +2. So go down 3, 1, 2, 3, and over 2 negative, 1, 2. Okay, and now you would join these lines. Okay, so if we look here, these lines are actually perpendicular. They're not parallel. Okay, these ones actually cross. Okay, so these are perpendicular. Let's look at the next one. C and D. So slope y-intercept form, which means we just have to move everything to y equals mx plus b. So we're going to have 2y equals, and then we're going to move our x over. So it's going to be a -x. And I'm going to move this 16 over. So it goes to a +16. And then we have to solve for y. So you divide by the number in front. You divide everything by that. So 2 divided by 2 is 1y. And then we have, there's no number in front of the x, so it's just a 1. So it's a -1/2 x. And then +16 divided by +2 gives me +8. So my slope is -1/2, which means we go down 1 over 2 positive. And my y-intercept happens at +8. Okay, so this graph, we're going to have to, maybe I can move this down a little bit. Let me just try this. It's not going to work. Whatever. Okay. Guys, I apologize. I'm going to try my best. So 8 is going to be way up here. Okay. And then we have to go down 1 over 2 positive. So it's going to be, okay, and then down 1 over 2 positive, down 1 over 2 positive, okay? That one's not the greatest, okay? Okay, the second one, let's do the blue, okay? So we just have to move everything over again. So since y is negative over here, we could just move it to this side, and my y will now be positive. And then I have 2x minus 4. And this one's nice. It's already done for us, but you don't have to divide by anything. So my slope is my number in front of my x, which is my 2. So it's a 2 over 1. So up 2 positive, over 1 negative. And then my y-intercept happens at negative 4. So just a reminder, x is 0, y is negative 4. So it's down here. So there's my negative 4. And now they want us to go up 2 positive, over 1 positive, up 2 positive, over 1 positive, up 2 positive, over 1 positive, up 2 positive, over 1. Okay? And it just keeps going. Okay? And now let's just draw. Okay. I kept going with the dots because I don't have a ruler to try to help. Okay? And then, if we notice this one, it's not parallel. This one also crosses with a 90 degree. So this is perpendicular. All right. So over here, it says compare each pair of equations. And what do you notice? Well, the first one, okay, if I were to go back, my slope here is negative 2/3. So the first one, slope equals negative 2/3. B, the slope is positive 3 over 2. The slope was positive 3 over 2. Then let's look at C. C, my slope was negative 1/2. So my slope was negative 1/2. And D, my slope was positive 2 over 1. Positive 2 over 1. Okay, so when we look at these, it says conclusion, the two lines are parallel if they have the same slope, okay? So lines are parallel if they have the same slope, okay? Two lines are perpendicular if their slopes are negative reciprocals of each other. So up here that we just did, see the first one? Negative 2/3 and then positive 3 over 2. So the 2 went on the bottom and the 3 went on the top, and we switched from a negative to a positive. Same thing here. The 1 went on the bottom. The 2 went on the top, so that is the reciprocal. We flipped them. And they are the negative, so the negative switched to a positive. All right. Next, the slopes of two lines are given. Conclude whether they are parallel or perpendicular. So let's figure it out. The first one, it said 2 over 3, and then we have 4 over 6. Okay, well, we can actually reduce this one, right? We can divide each of these by 2. So this would actually be 2 over 3. So a slope of 2 over 3 and a slope of 2 over 3 is parallel. They have the exact same slope. Okay, and the fractions are equal. Fractions are equal. Next one. We have a positive 2, which just means 2 over 1. And we have a negative 2. Okay, which is also over 1. So it did flip, or sorry, it did switch from positive to negative, that's one sign, but it didn't flip. Okay, it should have been negative 1/2. So this one is actually neither. Next one, we have 1/4, and then we have -4, which means -4 over 1. So they flipped. The 1 is now on the bottom, and the 4 is now on top, and it's the negative reciprocal. It went from positive to a negative, so this is perpendicular. Okay, it's the negative reciprocal. Okay, next one, we have -0.5, okay, which is the same thing as -1/2. And then we have a slope of +2, which is 2 over 1. So it went from a negative to a positive, so that's good. And then the 1's on top, 2's on the bottom. And over here, the 2's on top, 1's on the bottom. So this is perpendicular. Okay, it's the negative reciprocal. I'm just going to do short form. Okay, last one here. We have 3/5, and then we have 9/15. Well, we have to see if we can break this down. Let's see if we can divide both the top number and bottom number by 3. Okay, 9 divided by 3 is 3. 15 divided by 3 is 5. So now we have 3/5 and 3/5. Well, these have the exact same slope, so they are parallel. Okay, and they are equivalent fractions. Okay, find the slope of a line that is parallel to and the slope of a line that is perpendicular to each line. So this one right here is kind of fun. What I'm going to do though is I'm going to pause and play this on the last video because we might run out of time. So just one sec.